This is what I wish I knew before running a business having ADHD. When you have ADHD, it's very challenging running a business because you get distracted and you're unproductive and you have this shiny object syndrome issue. And the very first thing that I wish I would have learned much sooner versus later on into my business was focusing on one thing. And what I mean by one thing is having one product, one system, and one channel to getting those leads. And when I was first starting out, I was trying to work with every type of client that I could possibly work with, every type of patient, whether they had thyroid issues, digestive issues, or diabetes. I was seeing them all. And also, I was trying every type of source of getting leads, whether that was Facebook ads or doing Google ads or doing every type of social media platform. I was just throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what would stick. And I was being unsuccessful at it. And I wish I would have just way earlier on, before I had to be told this, was to just focus on one product. And that one product was really narrowing it down to one type of patient. And it narrowed it down to working with just adults and entrepreneurs with ADHD or ADHD type symptoms, like his memory and focus issues. And so when I narrowed that down and then finally decided also what was the channel I was going to use to get those types of clients. And it finally narrowed it down to just a YouTube channel because it was what was getting traction out of all the different social media platforms and all the different paid ads. It's a different YouTube channel than this one. But the thing is that when I did that and also had one system and process, that a funnel that I could focus on and dial that in, it made such a big difference in my business and having it become more successful, especially for my ADHD brain, is that I could just hyper focus on those things and tweak every little thing to make it even better. The second thing that I wish I would have done way sooner was hiring a business coach. If you have not considered this, definitely do this because it has made all the difference in my business when I finally hired a business coach to pave the way and show me what I don't see. It definitely quickened the process because I was at it for multiple years trying to figure this out, trying different things and not being very successful at it. But when I hired a business coach, it definitely quickened the process, helped me pave the way, but more importantly, was also helped me to stay focused from my very first principle, was to focus on that one thing, focus on that one product, focus on that one channel. Those things were so pivotal for me that I am consistently always hiring different coaches. Yes, coaches have coaches. Even my coaches have their own coaches because we don't know what we don't know. And when we can hire someone that's gone through the process already, it helps us see the vision of where we can go and what we can accomplish when somebody else has already paved the way. The third thing that I wish I would have done much sooner was delegating, and delegating on the things that were menial tasks that were eating up my time. Things such as like going and answering my emails, doing things in fulfillment, shipping, or sending out labs. Things such as like also editing videos, posting, like there's so many different things that doesn't necessarily need to be you. And obviously when you're first getting started, like I delayed this so long that I was doing everything. I was wearing multiple hats when I had the resources, but I felt like I was the only one that could do it, or I could be the only one that can do it perfectly. When in reality, I was not, because I was doing multiple things, that I was dropping the ball on some of these things and not doing it very well. And so I had to realize that. And then I started to finally delegate and find independent contractors that I could just hand these off to. And then eventually I hired in-house. And that's what made such a big difference, so that I was able to focus on the one thing. So going back to principle number one, I was able to hyper focus on my super genius of what was important for me to do in the business. And then the one things that I gave to my different employees that they could be really good at. In fact, they're better at it than I am, which is really important because they can focus on that one thing that I delegated to them. And then of course, it frees up my time to do the most important tasks to helping growing the business. But it's also really helpful for my ADHD brain to focus on things that not only am I good at, but also what I enjoy, because answering emails and doing these other kind of things, it definitely drained my energy, and therefore I wouldn't do the most important tasks that I needed to. So that is also very important for my ADHD brain. That I wish I would have known this so much sooner and implemented this way at the beginning of my business when I delayed it for several years. The fourth thing that I wish I would have done sooner was enjoying the journey. Like there's ups and downs in business with any type of business. And I wish I would have just enjoyed the process more. I did, But even the moments when things were down, I would be more stressed. And I wish I would just like took it as a challenge more frequently and just enjoy the process, because this is a journey. And it's exciting to see all the challenges that come when we're in business and overcoming those challenges. And so that's something that I wish I would have just known sooner. I'm being better at it, but it's something that I wish I would at the very beginning. This is a journey, and to be patient, that things do take time to learn these different lessons and principles. And that's why like hiring a coach can get you there quicker and guide and direct you. And that's why I wish I would have done that sooner. I probably would have learned this concept of enjoying the journey sooner if I hired a coach even sooner. And the fifth thing that I wish I would have done so much sooner is managing my ADHD health. I would be off and on with this a lot, and I wish I would have done this before starting a business, getting my ADHD health more dialed down and figuring out why I was having a lot of these different issues of focus, motivation, drive. And I did, but I wish I would have done it sooner and managed it even better, because if you can't focus and be motivated and driven, it's going to be very difficult to running a successful business. And I had to realize that I needed to investigate the imbalances in my body chemistry and implement treatments that weren't reliant on a stimulant medication, because the stimulant medications for me was very inconsistent. And so I would be up and down like a lot of people who go on stimulant ADHD medication, and that was not the answer. And I had to figure out different ways, more natural treatments that were very specific to my needs and the deficiencies that I had, that made all the difference. And that's something that I wish I would have known sooner. And so you should watch this video next, where I dive in deep about how to manage your ADHD symptoms as a business entrepreneur, and what are the non-medicated treatments that you can implement, and also to investigate of really what's going on so that you don't have to be the bottleneck of your business. So watch this video next.